Hey YouTube, it's been a while. Jackson Lewis from Canada. Just here to bring you a review of actually a used piece of gear I picked up on a trade recently. I haven't really seen a lot of reviews for these guitars, so I figure, hey, do one of my own, right? Recently I just picked this up on a trade, like I said. It is a Ibanez RG 2610E. This is a RG basic guitar. It's got a single pickup in the bridge position. It has a Edge Pro Floyd early on, and it is of the Prestige line, as you can see, which are produced by, or at this time, this was a guitar produced in 2007, which were produced in the Fujigen factory in Japan. It has a 5-piece maple and walnut neck that goes all the way up, a nice volute on the back of the neck, which is really nice. All the hardware is in Cosmo black, standard Basswood body that we see on lots of RGs. Rosewood fretboard. It is bound all the way around the fretboard, headstock, and around the body, as you can clearly see. I'm sorry my camera stuff isn't perfect because our house has been going through renovations, so I can only do so much. I'll just give a close-up of the whole guitar from the headstock down to the body. And of course it's got locking nut to go with the Edge 3, the hollowed out fret markers, and a Seymour Duncan full shred pickup in the bridge. Keep it simple. Back side of the guitar. All the hardware is in gorgeous Cosmo black, which we know and love, or a lot of us do anyway. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of the story of how I picked this up. A while back, I've left a couple bands over the years, and you know, there's gear sitting around that you're not using anymore. It's probably bad enough that I picked up another guitar, so I traded my Headrush pedal board for this piece of equipment. Guy just looking to get into that kind of amplifier setup, and I just was kind of tired of it sitting around not getting use. Cool piece of gear, but still, it's one of those. I'm still lazy, too lazy to learn it properly. Well, not lazy to learn it properly. I learned it pretty well, but you know, it's just sitting around not getting as much use as it should. And when I'm coming down to practice, I'm plugging into one of my practice amps or my dual rec back here. So you know what? It's like, hey, try a new piece of gear. No matter what it is, just, you know, if it's sitting around and not doing anything, do it. Try it out. It's an absolutely phenomenal guitar. This holds up to anything Fujigen has produced in the past or present that I have had a chance to play, including their own line of guitars. The neck is beautiful, the fretboard is beautiful, and the action, once it's set up, came set up, but you know, every guitar needs a setup no matter what. It just plays flawlessly. It's pretty heavy for a Basswood body. This guitar is about 7.5 pounds, which is pretty heavy for Basswood. I don't know. There's not a lot to say. I mean, it is very simplistic. You get a volume and a single humbucker in the bridge. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Hey, sometimes keeping it simple is the way to go. Man, all I can really say is this guitar just it's built to phenomenal quality. It's got Gotoh Tuners that come standard to it that are matched in the Cosmo black on the headstock. I guess minor things that I would have liked to see, but granted it's a 13-year-old guitar, but I still would have liked to see locking tuners on the back rather than just standard ones. I'm getting nitpicky here. It also would have been nice, just because it is in this just gorgeous gloss black, to have an ebony fretboard instead of rosewood, but in this day and age, hey, ebony's getting expensive, and rosewood now is getting expensive too, so we really can't complain. You know, for the time, time period this came out, again, 2007, so 13 years ago. The full shred is a fantastic pickup. I mean, these days some guys might want to swap it out for like a Fishman just so they can get the pickup matched with the Cosmo Black. Is that necessary? No. Some guys would like that. Other guys just think the gloss black on the pickup matches the body nicely. I think either way is a good way to go. Just personal preference. I think it would have been cool to see it come with a reverse headstock. Again, that's just a looks thing for me. So is the ebony fretboard. I think rosewood and ebony are both great, great woods that have their own ups and downs, right? I guess really just the area of, there's not a lot seen on these guitars other than in, really fanatical Ibanez groups. But it's worth talking about them because there are some of these on the used market. The ones that are coming on the used market are demanding quite a lot of money. The guy I bought this from paid $1,400 for this guitar about a year ago. I'm just going to set this down. About a year ago. I think $1,400 is a little much. That's Canadian dollars. That comes out to about 1,400 Canadian is about 1,050 American dollars. If it was 1,050 Canadian and around 950 American, I would say it's a go-to buy. It's built strongly. It holds tune really well. And I mean, heck, some of these prices are on guitars with little nicks and bumps and stuff all over them. Where I was able to trade this, and this guitar essentially looks like it rolled off the line yesterday. It's well built. Fujigen, no matter what, I will always tell someone if you see something with a Fujigen marker, or you can find out it's from Fujigen, and grab it. That is some of the highest quality stuff in the world, and they aren't letting anything that's junk out because it would hurt their reputation. Included with the guitar when it was new and when I bought it is a flight case with Ibanez Prestige put in. The case is probably one of the nicest ones I've seen in a long time. There's no built-in lock, but it has a loop for a like a padlock to go on it, and it just comes with this gorgeous velvet red liner. I was able to get the instruction manual and the whammy bar and all the tools with it. I just sort of left them in instead of putting it on the guitar because I hardly ever use a whammy bar. It's it's a case. It's probably, like I said, it's probably one of the best fitted cases you'll ever find, especially for this guitar. And we're all going out and buying flight cases. We should probably just spend the extra money to buy guitars that come with them. More to the equipment on the guitar. So this is before the most modern version of the Edge. Like the next Edge came out 2009, if I'm recalling correctly. So it's different, but parts are still available, and it still holds tune, and it sits really nicely and flat in the body for a recessed Floyd Rose locked trem type system. I'm more used to a regular Floyd, but I have no complaints with how this works. The Duncan Full Shred it's a very good pickup, and it's very different from a lot of the other stuff. Duncan distortions have been very popular for a number of years now. And not to complain about Duncan distortions, I think they're fantastic. This just offers you less overlay in the distortion between notes and strings. This is a very clear pickup that just lets every note ring out, even with a heavy distortion. Like, I can crank the gain on my dual rectifier and even throw an overdrive onto it, and every note is still just ringing really clear. It's a shredder's pickup. You want clarity, and you want to be able to move fast, and it'll still do that for you. For a guy like me, I'm not that talented of a guitar player. I outright admit that. I'm really into gear and the little differences and stuff, but it's a fabulous pickup. It's a really good choice in this guitar. It's like, well, what do you need to shred? Oh, you need a pickup. a Floyd, and a really nice flat neck that you can do lots of bending on. The neck is a 16-inch radius fretboard, which, I mean, you can't fret it. I at least with what I can do for bending, I can't fret it out. You know, this sort of comes into, well, what do you do? Is this a guitar I really needed in my collection? No. Have I decided if I'm going to keep it yet or not? No. It's that area of, it's such a beautiful guitar, I'm going to hate myself if I get rid of it. But it's also one where it's like, do I really need it right now? Am I going to use it? Could I sell it and put money on other gear? And, you know, I really am. I'm someone who's, you know, sort of stuck with that. Wow, it's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, and I'm going to, you know, hate myself eventually for giving it up for at least a little while. But at the same time, it's like, can someone else put it to better use than I can and be even happier with it than I am? Probably. But, you know, bare bones shredder in a 6-string. I mean, back 2007, no one cares about 7 strings. But, you know, I just figured we see a few of these once in a while, and because these are actually quite rare. Not many Prestiges get sold in general. Not saying none get sold, but, you know, compared to other stuff like USA Strats and Jacksons and all that kind of stuff, we don't see quite as many of these Prestige guitars. You know, just some information on their build quality and, you know, how the guitar is built and what you're getting for your money. I mean, you're getting a fantastic case, like well-fitted, everything I've already said, and you're also getting just an absolutely beautiful guitar that it's at the top of its game. The only way you're getting anything better is, you know, one-man custom shops. And frankly, you're paying a little bit less to get this. Granted, you're not getting a, you know, quintuple A flame top that's, you know, half an inch thick, but you're still getting something that will serve you for the rest of time as long as you take care of its parts, and nothing will compare to. Anyway, you know, I'm kind of rambling here. I'm not going to play it for you because I'm not, like I said, I can't put the guitar to its full use, and we've done some renovations at our house that have kind of left me with very little space to record. It's just an excellent guitar if you think that's your thing, and, you know, Floyd Rose single pickup, that's your thing. You know, bare bones, but, you know, it's going to do what you need it to do. If you get a chance to pick one up, especially if you're finding a good price on it and it's look in good condition, I'd say grab it. Like I said, I'm still humming and hawing over whether I keep this or whether I sell it, because it's beautiful, but am I going to use it while I'm not playing in a band right now? I don't know. Anyway, guys, it's been Jackson Lewis from Canada. Have a good one.